Elite Facts presents. These death row requests are crazy. 1. Robert Buell became famous in the early 80s for all the wrong reasons, having been convicted of the rape and murder of a child of the age of 11. Despite the fact that he had already been sentenced to serve no less than 121 years for a string of other rape offenses, he continued to adamantly deny his involvement in this particular murder. For his last meal on God's green earth, Buell requested just a single black olive, though he was at least demanding enough to insist that the stone was removed first. 2. Prison catering staff and the outside sources used for special requests are used to fulfilling baffling orders, but that coming from Odell Barnes Jr. was a little out of their league. Despite the fact that back in 1989 he had beaten, burgled, and murdered a woman in the most brutal possible manner, he decided that his last wish would be world peace with a lavish side of equality and justice. He was of course denied and therefore got the standard issue rations. 3. A brief mention now to this particular request just for the sake of its rather high-profile nature. Saddam Hussein reportedly turned down the final request of cigarettes and chicken, opting for mainly boiled rice in the days leading up to his hanging. 4. A particularly famous case was that of Robert Madden, who despite being convicted of murder most horrid requested his last meal to be donated to a homeless person of the choice of the prison staff. However, what made the story more surprising was the fact that his request was turned down point blank for no good reason. A sad story with no winners, although the tale did go on to motivate others to do the same across the U.S., though with much more accommodating prison staff. 5. Another notably large meal, though with one classic touch of common sense, came from Walter Legrand, who said his final goodbye back in 1999 following his conviction of a shopping list of hideous crimes. He requested a meal consisting of 16 pieces of bacon, a pile of hash browns, 6 eggs, breakfast steaks, sherbet, 3 different sodas, coffee, 2 packs of sugar, and hot sauce. 6. Convicted of robbery and horrific murder in Houston, James Edward Smith departed from this world at the hands of prison officials back in 1990. Smith became further famous the world over after requesting nothing other than a lump of dirt as his final meal request, which was supposedly something he needed for a voodoo ritual he was planning to conduct. Sadly for him, dirt did not appear on the approved list of meal items on this particular prison's list. Therefore, he had to make do with yogurt. 7. 1998 saw a death row inmate in Texas exit the world much in a similar vein to that in which he entered it, that being entirely at the beck and call of his dear mother. 35-year-old Teague had initially turned down his last meal as he planned to eat nothing and shunned the request all along. His resolve didn't last, however, and he subsequently ended up eating a cheeseburger because his mom said he had to. 8. An entry now just to pay homage to all the biggest last meal requests in the world, or at least those who have actually managed to trough their way through theirs. In the case of Jeffrey Billingham of Texas, he decided the last one would be a big one, ordering up a triple cheeseburger with no mayo, maybe he was watching his calories, a huge portion of fries, lasagna, garlic bread, macaroni and cheese, 3 cinnamon rolls, a half pound of nacho cheese, 5 eggs, and wash it all down with 8 pints of milkshake. 9. Another last meal request to quickly become famous the world over, Thomas Grasso was like many others in insisting he would do his best to let cholesterol take him first. His mammoth meal, which he actually managed to plow through, consisted of a double Burger King cheeseburger with the works, a specific brand can of spaghetti and meatballs, 24 cooked mussels, half a pie, a mango, whipped cream, and a giant milkshake. Unfortunately, he did not part the mortal coil pleased. After condemning the prison in the strongest possible terms for providing him with canned spaghetti when he actually requested SpaghettiOs. "I did not get my SpaghettiOs, I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this," became part of his world-famous last speech. 10. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is a death row inmate who will forever be remembered as the one who managed to get last meal privileges taken away once and for all, Lawrence Russell Brewer. Brewer ordered a decidedly luxurious feast of chicken fried steaks with onions and gravy, a triple cheeseburger with all the trimmings on the side, a large meat and vegetable omelet, fried okra with plenty of ketchup, half a loaf of bread, a whole pound of barbecue meat, a meat feast pizza, 3 fully loaded fajitas, 3 cans of soda, peanut butter fudge, and a pint of ice cream. Incredibly, the whole meal was brought to Brewer, which he then refused to take a single bite of. This inspired the state of Texas to eliminate last meal requests. Thanks for watching another amazing video, folks. Subscribe for more from Elite Facts.